It was recently my great pleasure to be invited to give a talk on Fiberside Chats with my friend Jennifer Thompson Miller, who is the dyer behind Theodora's Pearls. Jennifer specializes in this 100% bamboo yarn, and it has been my great pleasure over the years to write 2 different books featuring bamboo yarns. First, there was Knitting with Bamboo Yarn, which is scarves and cowls all using bamboo. And second, Bamboo Wraps, Knitting with Bamboo Yarn, and all of these are wearable larger wraps, shawls, and shrugs. Both are available through my website, which is knittingfairy.com. During our Fiberside chat, Jennifer talked about how she comes up with colors and combining colors and all the things that dyers work on. And I talked about some of the certain challenges and rewards of designing with bamboo. And we featured this pattern, which is called Slipping Away. It is a single pattern purchase on Ravelry. And this is a 2-color garter stitch bias knit reversible scarf. And what makes it super cool is that one side looks blue and the other side looks pink. And it's all done with slip stitches and garter stitch. And in order to do this, you have to start with just one color, and then you have to introduce another color almost immediately. And so I showed a trick that I use for adding in yarns when I'm working with bamboo, because normally I would say when it's time to add in the new color, you just bring the new color in, lay it right beside the old color, and continue working. But with bamboo, because it is so slick, it can be a challenge to do that because the tails have a tendency to work their way back out, especially in a piece that you're working on for some time. And so I wanted to share this trick. To tie this knot, I'll begin with laying my new yarn that I'm adding in across the table. And then I'm going to take my project and I'm going to lay it over the top of the new yarn. I'm going to pick up the long tail. You want to make sure you leave yourself a long tail of my new yarn. And I'm going to bring it over the working yarn and then over itself. Then I'm going to take that tail and I'm going to pass it under, just like that. So I've made almost like a pretzel. Comes up and around and back through. This is the ball end over here. Here's my tail. And I want to take this tail and I'm going to tie it right here. I'm just going to take it up and over itself and tie. And you want to make sure that you leave yourself a nice long tail. Pull it nice and smooth. But what I've done is I've tied this knot around here. I've made a slip knot with my chartreuse, and I want to pull it, but not pull it super tight, so that my knot freely slides back and forth over my ball end of yarn. And I'm going to pull that knot so that it pulls itself up against my old yarn, but not so tight that anything can't move. And then I'm going to slide it really close up to my work. And again, I don't want to get it so tight that I'm pulling it into the previous stitch, but tight enough that I can tie it. My new yarn is right up against the base of the last stitch that I knitted, and I'm going to grab a hold of the ball end with one hand and the tail end with the other, and I'm going to pull them in opposite directions. And when I do that, my knot will flip. You'll feel it. See how it's pulled the blue up into that knot? Neither one moves anymore, and I am now ready to continue on, and I can begin knitting with my chartreuse. Hope that was helpful. If you didn't get a chance to see our talk, I'm sorry. Jennifer and I do take our show on the road in non-COVID times. You're welcome to contact us about teaching with your guilds or your groups. We're happy to do that. And if you haven't had an opportunity to attend a fireside chat, I strongly suggest you Google it because they are fabulous. Thank you so much.